Samhain used to be a good day, a day for renewal and refreshing. Now Alex hated the day. He'd been 27. You're supposed to be an adult when you're 27, but Alex hadn't felt like an adult since 16 when his powers came in. He'd felt so grown up back then, and now he couldn't feel more like a child. He checked the protective wards around his house, checked the salt lines at his windows and doors, made sure there were no between places. All his mirrors were facing the walls. There was no way he'd have to deal with that, ever again. He'd put the microwave in his room so he could eat the Chinese food he'd bought yesterday without having to go downstairs. He placed the big bottle of water on his bedside table and turned on his laptop. Nothing was in the shadows, his lights were on full blast, and he had already prepped a thermos of coffee. Not to mention, he always kept a kettle in his room. He'd started the practice at university, where he'd learned within the first 6 months that he was not well designed to wait for somebody else to finish with the kettle before he could get more coffee, especially since coffee was the best way to cure his magic hangovers. He'd bought his own travel kettle then, and hadn't broken the bedroom kettle habit since. He found something light-hearted to watch and set himself up for the rest of the night, wrapping a blanket around his shoulders for warmth and settling in with his coffee. "Hello, Alex." The deep, rich voice cradled Alex, made his skin tingle and sent a frisson up his spine. Alex turned to face the speaker. He took in the horns, the wings, the claws, and felt fear wash over him. Fear, and something else he didn't want to name. He must have fallen asleep. Even with all his precautions, he had still been caught by the demon. It had been 2 years since they'd first met. Alex hadn't used to take Samhain seriously. He'd thought, even with his magic, he had thought it was an awful lot of superstitious nonsense. He'd been at a Halloween party, and had met a cute person. It was difficult to tell the gender of the person in the full demon costume. He hadn't bothered to ask. The person had jokingly said, "Call me Wrath." They had flirted and danced. Alex had definitely drunk too much. He invited Wrath back to his place. Instead, they'd kissed him on the cheek and said, "You're drunk. Maybe some other time," and had put Alex in a taxi home. If Alex had known what was going to happen, he wouldn't have gone out. He wouldn't have got drunk. He wouldn't have invited a stranger calling themselves Wrath back to his place. He tried to ignore the demon in front of him now. "Come on, Alex," the demon pleaded. "You invited me." "I invited what I thought was a human to my house for one night," Alex snapped. "You invited me," the demon said again. "I didn't know you were a demon," Alex hissed. "I didn't exactly hide it," the demon countered. Alex didn't really have anything to argue that with. It was his own fault for not taking the thinning of the veil seriously. "I just want to get to know you," the demon said. "You appearing in my dreams isn't exactly the most typical or acceptable way to do that," Alex snapped. "I came to that coffee shop you frequent in a flesh sack suit." "A flesh sack suit," Alex deadpanned. "I know I had to kill someone to get it, but surely that just shows dedication." The demon spoke as if Alex hadn't. "You murdered someone." "How else am I supposed to go out in public when it's not Halloween? I don't have a human form." "Use a body from the morgue or something." "Well, there's a few problems with that." The demon started ticking things off on its fingers. Alex noticed the long claws on the ends of said fingers, and the fact that, apart from the claws, they looked like human hands. "The body has to be really freshly dead, not decomposing and stuff. You're always naked. Sometimes you'll jump into a body that's had an autopsy or an organ removed, and that's just squicky." Alex grimaced, but the demon continued regardless. "And they don't let you leave the morgue." "What?" "You hop into an acceptable body, find some clothes, and they won't let you out. They're all screaming and stuff, 'You're dead!' Then they call your spouse or your parents, only they're not your spouse or parents, because you're just a wrath demon in a flesh sack suit." The demon looked disgruntled. I even tried someone who had just been murdered in a gang thing. I thought maybe put on a jacket, cover the blood from the bullet wound, and then leave it in an alley somewhere for the police to find. I might even have called the police. I care about justice, you know. But I jumped in prematurely, and the gang got all freaked out that the dead body got up, and they started screaming and shooting. Now, a bullet to my demon hide is like getting flicked. But it really hurts humans, doesn't it? The demon grimaced. Never doing that again. The demon looked at Alex, taking in his expression. The demon's massive eyebrow arch creased like it was frowning. I just wanted to get to know you, it said pleadingly. What makes you think I would ever want to get to know you? Alex scoffed. When you were 17, you went on that internet forum, the demon said, for people who'd just come into their powers to chat to people who'd had their powers for a long time. Alex tried not to reveal what he was thinking. He did remember. He'd got his powers at 16 and begun experimenting, but the power just grew and grew. At 17, he'd heard of a forum for people who didn't have magic types in the family, who could help, and he'd signed up. It had actually been really helpful, particularly one user called Ira No. 6. They'd really bonded, until Alex had asked to meet up in person for a little help with one specific spell. Ira No. 6 had just disappeared, never to be heard from again, and Alex had slowly abandoned the forum too. What if I did? Alex asked. We talked. We did? I'm Ira No. 6? You can't be. Why? You think there's no Wi-Fi in the Hell Dimension? Wi-Fi in the Hell Dimension is so much faster than here. It's literally all we do. Except, you know, the 7 deadlies. 7 deadlies? A surprisingly true fact. All demons in my Hell Dimension will roughly fit into one of the 7 deadly sins categories. It pointed at itself. Wrath. You're kidding. Alex couldn't help but be drawn in. Nope, but I mostly wrath over the internet, or by encouraging lawyers to do pro-no work for poor people, you know? What? Alex sat in a nearby chair. Was that there before? Or had he summoned it? Had the demon summoned it? Everybody thinks that being wrathful means beating people for no reason, but it's really much more diverse than that. I'm much more of a justice-based wrath demon. You know, vengeful, indignant, that kind of thing. So, I am called when people are justly angry. Like you after you burned off all your hair because you couldn't go to magic school. I summoned you? Called me, the demon corrected. And I came via the forum. The internet has made things so much easier. So, I called you with my anger about not being able to go to magic school, and you... what? Helped you learn to control your magic. Did we make a deal? Alex blurted. No, I'm not really into deals. That's not my dimension. Not your dimension. You really want to know about dimensions? The demon raised its eyebrow ridge. I really want to be alone in my bedroom eating Chinese food. Alex gasped awake, his laptop screen blinking a message. Do you wish to continue viewing? He clicked yes, but wasn't really paying attention. Was it just a dream, or did he really have a conversation with a wrath demon? He shook his head. It must be a dream. There was no way the wrath demon from that party was the same person he'd talked to on the forum all those years ago. How would he have called them now? He didn't notice using them instead of it. His laptop pinged. A notification. Hi, it's Ira No. 6. I know it's been a while since we've talked online, but I wondered if you'd like to start again. If you enjoyed this, you can find more of my work on nopoodles.wordpress.com.